Hello guys, good morning to all of you. Let's start all the questions which has already asked by UPSC from especially legal right chapter. So let's attempt first question. See here. First questions talks about provision of discrimination on ground of religion and so on. Article 15 of the Constitution of India is a fundamental right classifiable under the right to equality, of course, because it has been clearly defined under the Article 14 to 18. Thus, yes, Article 14 to 18 are the covered under the right to equality, and yes, Article 19 to 22, that is the freedom of expression, that which of course, so right to a freedom that can be, and right against the exploitation that is coming under the article of the 23rd and 24th and 25th to 28th article, that is saying the right to freedom of religion, and 29 for cultural, and 30 article that is defining the right to education. So here they will be correct. Next, 2 number question is, consider the following that no one can be compelled to sing national anthem, since yes, it will be violative of the right to a freedom of speech and expression. Absolutely correct. And second option, that it will be violative of the right to the freedom of the conscience and practice and propagations of religion. No, so it won't be violative, so that's why it will be wrong. And there is no legal provision, of course, obligating anyone to sing the national anthem. That is absolutely correct. So the 1 and 3 is absolutely correct, so it will be correct here. 3 number, a British citizen. Yeah, for the time being, for the instance of just let's have the one example. Any foreigner who comes in the India, yes, and staying in India can't claim the which one the fundamental right. Yeah, which one right? Of course, freedom, the trade, and the provision. That is of course very clear concept. A will be correct. Cannot, but yes. For example, if the British citizen is staying in India, they can claim, of course, equality before law, protection of life and liberty, and freedom of religion. Why? Because as we know that fundamental right under Article 15, 16, 19, 30, yes, exclusive to the citizen of India, but freedom of trade, yes, freedom of the trade and professions, that comes under the article of 19(1)(g). That's why here, which one is going to be a? This will be A. Phone number, which one the following? Yes, items accepted, appeared in the National Daily dated and the first, yes, December 1919. Parliament to the rejected of the bill to the grant to the woman in of course, women the right to vote and stand for office in the parliamentary election by margin of 32 to 30, and nationalism was this fixed between the liberal pro-government and of course city Muslim disputes them. Yes, who were in the favor of the women right, while the opposition camped the groups Sunni Muslim fundamentalist and tribal MPs, where a total of 64 MPs and the minister were the present of the women to abstain. So parliament refers to this quotation of that is a Kuwait, of course. Because in 2000, of course, it was many times actually in the newspaper, so that's why it was a common question. But however, of course, I consider that was an irrelevant question of asked by UPSC. Now, 5th number, in the Constitution of India, right to equality is granted with 5 articles that are, of course, 14 to 18 that talks about right to equality. 6th number, C. Which of the following the right was described by Bhimrao Ambedkar? Of course, B.R. Ambedkar's Baba is Bhimrao Ambedkar, of course, especially. As the heart and the soul of the Constitution, of course, as when there is no doubt that he has played the vital role for the forming of the Constitution, where that's why he is called the father of the Constitution. So here, of course, right to dignity, that is coming in the 32 article, of course. So it has been declared defined that if we need to change our constitution in the fundamental right, whatever the article, of course, that we have the remedy to constitution under the 32 article. This has been the provision. This is the provision has been given. So that's why yes, he has mentioned that it's a really heart and the soul of our constitution. So D will be correct. Which one of the following? 7 number question C. Which one of the following the authorities recommend that the principle of the governing of the grant add in granting the add of the revenue to the state out of the consolidated fund of India, that is the finance, of course, because it has been declared the mention under the clearly mentioned as the provision under the article 280, of course. 8 number C. The consider the following the statement article 301 patent to the right to property. Right to property, no. 300, yes, A, that was inserted to, of course, right to property. So 1 is eliminated here, so it be eliminated of the 1. So options, so here C gone and D gone. Now 3 number, there is no doubt that the 2 is correct. Let's read it. Right to property is a legal right, not a fundamental right, of course. Now, and article 300A was inserted in the constitutional amendment. No, so that will be A is going to be the correct. It is going to be A. Why? So because once again I repeat that under the article 301 patent to the freedom of the trade, commerce and intercourse, in original constitution right to the property was a fundamental right under the article 19(1)(f), but 44 amendment is in 1978 omitted subclause F and inserted 300A making the right to the property a legal right. The government at the time was Janata Party government. So now doubt is totally cleared. Now 9 number questions. Let's have free education. So we have to correct free education. The free and the compulsory education to children of 6 to 14 years age groups by the state. By the state by the 76. No, that is absolutely wrong. So because it's coming under the 86 amendment to the Constitution of India. So if we eliminate of the 1 means no need to read the other options. By elimination method it's really easy. So A gone, of course, B gone and D gone. So here C will be a correct answer. Why it is so? Because Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan seeks to provide computer education even in the rural area. Of course, that is absolutely correct, and the education was included in the concurrent list, of course, because the education is a concurrent list. This was the state government as well as the central government is funding, and 42nd amendment in 1976, the Constitution of India. When education was included in the concurrent list by the 42nd amendment, of course, in 1976 to the Constitution of India. So that's why C will be a correct answer. Then is going to be a C. Now 10 number. With reference to the United Nations Convention on the right of the child, consider following: the right to the right of development, of course, and the right to expression, the right to recreation, of course. These all are correct of United Nations Convention on the especially right of child. Why? Because as when there's a convention on the right of the child adopted on 20 November 1989 is the first legal binding international instrument to to incorporate the full range of the human right. For example, these all rights were included under the, of course, United Nations Convention, yes, on the right of the child, that are here civil, cultural, economical, political and social right. Once again I repeat, civil, cultural, economic, political and social right. Now 11 number question here, see. In India, yes, if the religious sector of the community is given the status of the national minority, what are the special advantages our constitution entitled to those people? I'm the national minority. It can establish and administer exclusive educational institution. There is no doubt, absolutely correct. But the president, second option C, and the president of India automatically nominate are the representative of the community to the Lok Sabha. That is wrong. So if we eliminate of the two, so let's have 2 is wrong. So the by elimination method here, 2 is wrong. So B and D gone. It can derive the benefit from the prime minister's 15-point program. So definitely, of course, it can derive. So that's why 1 and 3 is going to be correct. So C will be here correct. Now C, why am I telling you? Because minority education institutions, yes, they has the power to reserve up to the 50% seats for the student belonging to its own community. Supreme Court judgment, yes, on ST Stephen the College case 1992 SCC, yes, 558. So that's why. Now 12 number, let's have. India is home to the lakhs, of course, of a person with a disability. India is, of course, the home to lakh of PWD persons. PWD. What are the benefit of, especially what are the benefits available to them under these laws, PWD? So as been the free schooling till the age of the 18th in the government run school, that is clearly mentioned, because there's been that especially right to education. If we talk, then of course 6 to the 14 years the compulsory education free in the government side. So that's why it has been clearly defined. So here I'm talking about the disability. So 4 years extended, so 14 to, of course, 6 to 2, of course, 18 years, that has been given, and preferential allotment of the land, the setting up some of the business and the ramp in the public building, that has, so all are is going to be correct, of course. So D will be a correct answer. Yes, because as we know, so D will be correct. Why it is so? Once again I repeat, disabled student come under the right to education. Of course, RT provide the free and the compulsory education to children between the age of the 6 to 14 years. Whatever, of course, that I have already mentioned that I'm the 6 to the 14 years, but through the other, especially PWD, that is your person with disability, of course, act and refers to especially the person up to the age of 18 years. So the statement is going to be no doubt, that is absolutely correct. And please note down the facilities of that. Yes, PWD to act in the provide, of course, PWD Act provides for, of course, the ramps in the public building, adaptation of the toilet for wheelchair, yes, user, and yes, B rally symbols and authority signals, and in elevator or lift, and the ramp in the hospital, yes, the primary health center and other medical care and rehabilitation institution. And the same act also the state that appropriate the government and local authority, yes, shall by notification from a scheme in the favor of the PWD for, yes, preferential allotment land at the concessional rate, also that has been clearly mentioned. So that's why this all will be the correct. Now next 13 number question, see, this is the kind of related to the Universal Declaration. So Universal Declaration of Human Rights, when we talks, the which one option is correct? So see, right to education, there is no doubt, of course, and absolutely right to equal access to a public service, and definitely, and the right to food, these all are absolutely correct. So the which one is going to be, of course, 13 is also referred to, the D is correct. Why? Because when we talk about the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights, they clearly define the 25 article says that everyone has the right to the standard of the living adequate or adequate for the health and the well-being of himself, and yes, and his family also, including food, clothing, housing, medical care, necessary social service, and right to security in the event of unemployment. So sickness, disability, yes, widowhood, old age, or other lack of the livelihood in circumstances beyond his the control. Article the 21(2), of course, says that everyone has the right of equal access to public service in his country. And the 26(1) article says that, yes, 26, yes, 1 says that everyone has right to education. Yes, education shall be free at least in the elementary and the fundamental stage. So that's why here they will be correct. 40 number questions. Very easy question has been given here, that privilege we have to do the provision of the laws in which of the following is going to be the correct. And they're talking about the consumer laws. Let's have. Consumer are empowered to detect the sample for the food testing. Definitely it's correct. And when the consumer files the complaint in the consumer form, so no fee is required to be paid. No, there is a fee, but very, of course, a little amount is required to pay fee. So here 2 is eliminated, so of course B and D gone. Now 1 is absolutely correct. So 3 less happens in the case of the death of the consumer, his or her legal. Here can, of course, here can file the complaint in the consumer form on the behalf, yeah, especially on his, yeah, her behalf. Of course, definitely they can file. So C will be the correct here. Once again I repeat, why here C will be correct, because the consumer are empowered to take the sample for, yes, for the food testing. In the case of death of the consumer, his, yeah, her legal there, yes, legal here can file the complaint in the consumer form on his, yeah, her behalf. So definitely last the question of this slide, 50 number. Here economic justice as the one of the objective of Indian Constitution has been provided. I'm talking about the economic justice. So definitely economic justice, you know, justice, social, economic, political, that is the clearly defined in the preamble. And the preamble, the provision has been taken from the United States of America, as we know that. So that's why here I'm talking the preamble, it has been declared that the principle of the state policy. What is the aim to that? Of course, creating the social and the economy where the citizen can lead a good life. So that's why this is also responsibility goes to that the principle of the state policy, that we are telling the short form, that DPSP. So here which one is going to be correct here? Of course B will be a correct answer. Once again I repeat, the preamble to the Constitution of India in the introductory statement, yes, justice, social, economy, political, that is clearly defined, so there should be no doubt and no confusion. And directive principle of the state policy, when we talk about what is the principle, what is the aim, of course, what is the goal to? Yes, goal to create the social and the economic condition under which the citizen can lead a good life. And also they also aim to establish the social and economic democracy through welfare state. So that's why B will be correct, there is no doubt. But one thing remains, that the preamble provision has been taken from the United States of America, and direct principle of the state policy, this is from Ireland. So this is all about in this video tutorial, my dear, of legal rights chapters. And from 14 to 18, all the legal rights on the question whatever the UPSC asks, of course we will cover in next video tutorial of legal rights chapter. So thank you for giving the valuable time. I hope that this video, of course, contributing in your UPSC preparation as well as any government competitive exams, especially that any question comes from the legal right, easily you will solve, because as we know that especially the concept are the same, but question is folded by all the government competitive examiner. So that's why here's the concept will be same. So repeat 2 to 3 times, and was 2 to 3 times these videos. Of course, definitely all the concept will be cleared, and also I cleared all the concept what's the behind of some of these questions. and further explanation also given. So thank you very much guys, and of course I would like to request that if my video is benefiting in any way in your preparation of any government competitive exam, then please like and subscribe on my channel. So that will really inspire and motivate to me to make more and more video for education purpose. Thank you very much. Have a great time.